Welcome to Songwriter Perspectives. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari, sharing with you my perspectives on songwriting, the stories behind the songs, how we recorded them in Nashville and made it onto the pop, country, independent, and mainstream music charts. Also, music producer Pepper J will be speaking with our singer-songwriter guest, Dane Louis, who is currently on tour with his hit song, Whiskey Wears Off.
She says, boy, why don't you just come home with me tonight? Somewhere
Pepper J will be speaking with Dane Louis in just a little bit. Whenever I'm asked about songwriting, I always tell them, know your goals. Are you writing a song for radio play, which requires particular structure and format, or an album song, which could be anything you want it to be, with mixed formats, with little or no structure? My song today that I have for you is the latter of the two. There is a verse, a pre-chorus, and a chorus, a bridge. It's just that I moved them in a different format. The title of the song only comes twice, at the beginning and towards the end of the song. There's an unexpected tag at the end, which doesn't appear anywhere else in the song. I also filled the song with imagery so the listener experiences the feeling of time and place. I wrote this song with the listener in mind who purchased a CD, something extra. That was my goal, to have something different. As it turned out, I did get a lot of radio play on the independent radio stations and overseas radio stations like Australia, South Korea, the Netherlands. Who would have thought? There was a short period in my life where I lost my mom, my dog, and a few of my close friends. At the same time, struggling as a singer-songwriter. This song reflects more about the loss of my dog, RJ, and the hurt, but the appreciation for having her in my life. Here's Nowhere to L.A.
It's a long way from nowhere to L.A. with my torn blue jeans and a pocket full of dreams. Live in a small place down by the beach, next to a cafe at night where I sing, and the tips I get, they're alright, just enough to get me through the night. Oh, it's a hard life to live on my own. I sing about my life on the road. Some nights are warm, some are cold, and I love the girls and the way they sway. Some are from Texas, but they all love L.A. And the neon lights don't make a sound, like a lonely street in a nowhere town. Ooh, it's a hard life to live on my own. I'm just a singer with a song, with my memories of you to keep me warm. I watch the stars light up the night, and I pretend you are here by my side. I look around and you're not there, just a memory of your golden hair. It's a long way from nowhere to L.A. with my torn blue jeans in a pocket full of dreams. And I wonder where you're running tonight, somewhere high above heaven's moonlight. Can you hear my song through my open door? Just remember to stay warm. Oh, it's a hard life to live, such a hard life to live, such a hard life to live, but a good life to have spent it with you.
Nowhere to L.A. Our singer-songwriter guest today is currently on tour and has opened for several top artists. He's been on the cover of Sir magazine, and he's riding high on his hit Whiskey Wears Off. Please welcome music producer Pepper J, interviewing singer-songwriter Dane Louis.
Hi, Dane. How are you?
Good, Pepper. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, we're doing very, very well, and I'm very exciting. I was just looking at your EPK, and very impressive, very impressive. When did all this music in your life begin for you?
I started back in around 2012. I started a band in high school. I guess I started playing guitar in about 2010, and I've just kind of been playing ever since. We did a couple different band lineups, and then eventually in 2016 I went solo as a country artist, and it's been good to me ever since. I can't complain.
Your following grows every day. How does an artist like yourself sell more than 600 tickets to a Hard Rock Cafe gig?
It's good, man. We have a really dedicated fan base to those that, are listening to some stuff we released in the past. We kind of wiped our slate clean so we can release some new stuff that we're really, really proud of here in the upcoming months. And but we do have one single out right now, Whiskey Wears Off, but there's not a lot out there for a lot of people to chew on other than coming to live shows and all that right now. But yeah, we're I don't know, we've always had a lot of luck touring through the Midwest where I'm originally from. I'm from a small town called Sergeant Bluff, Iowa, and just kind of going around that area for the past 7 years or so has kind of made us a little bit locally known, and we just kind of keep drawing more and more every time we come back. So we enjoyed around there, but now I'm based out of Nashville, Tennessee, so we're kind of trying to make our mark out here as well.
I think that line, I might not love you when the whiskey wears off,
yeah,
it might be one of the best lines ever in country music. I have to just say.
Thank you very much.
I just have to say,
that.
I mean, that's amazing. Tell us how Whiskey Wears Off came about.
Well, honest truth was I was coming back from somewhere I shouldn't have been early one morning, and but I was kind of tapping the steering wheel, and I was just that was kind of one of my reasonings. I used the songs pretty true to life about exactly what happened, and I was kind of singing along, and I was going, well, heck, that'd be a pretty good hook for a song. So I kind of went home and sat down, and I kind of had the philosophy if you don't write a song in about 10-15 minutes, usually the good ones pour out about that quick. So this one took about 5, and I couldn't take the pen off the page and just kept rolling, and all of a sudden that's what came to be, and got with the band, and everyone kind of fell in their groove right away. It was a pretty quick and painless process, honestly.
Well, let's enjoy Whiskey Wears Off by Dane Louis.
She says, boy, why don't you just come home with me tonight? Maybe somewhere in the darkness we can find a light. And on a sick collision course, this way life dies. It's feeling like we owe ourselves to give it a try. Said, no, I've been here before. So many burning houses, I just run for the door. She asked me, boy, why you trying to move so fast? Dreamt this night forever, why can't we make it last? 'Cause I might not love you when the whiskey wears off. Just a cold hard truth from a soul's been lost. Like a ship whether it's heartache somewhere in between, there will never be an ever for you and me. 'Cause I might not love you when the whiskey wears off, just a cold hard truth from a soul's been lost, like a ship out at sea with no water to cross. The thought of us together's like a dream I forgot, just looking for a little bit of healing tonight. But something about it, baby, doesn't feel right, like a radio playing an old worn out song. I might not love you when the whiskey wears off, when the whiskey wears off.
See, what did I tell you? I mean, isn't that got to be the best country music line ever? I might not love you when the whiskey wears off. How much more truth can a country song, fill into one thing? Tell us a little bit more about your songwriting process.
Honestly, I'm kind of a stickler about writing myself. That way, I get the most personal experiences out, and I feel the most comfortable writing by myself. But I've done some co-writes with some friends of mine back in Iowa and around the Midwest, and a couple different folks in Nashville. But honestly, my process is usually just I'll wait for the inspiration to hit, and if it hits at an inopportune time, which kind of tends to happen a lot, whether you're at a grocery store or whatever, I have a big notes section on my phone, and if I ever think of a good hook or a good line, I'll just kind of jot it down in there, and then when I get home, I'll kind of crack into it and just see what I can make of it. And I also try not to spend too much time on one song, because I feel like you put too much pressure on it. Sometimes it doesn't come out as good as you'd want it to.
First instincts go far, don't they?
Absolutely. That's been my luck anyways.
And your storytelling skills, where do they come from?
Honestly, I attribute that a lot to, my dad and my mom, and, kind of growing up in the Midwest, where everybody just kind of has a story for everything, whether you're on a bar stool somewhere or at the grocery store. The Midwest goodbye usually takes about 45 minutes, so you usually get a lot of good storytelling in that time. And I don't know, I feel like if I can make someone laugh, cry, and maybe realize something about themselves in a show, through my own personal experiences, then I've done my job. So,
what was your first thought when you saw yourself on the cover of a magazine?
Man, that's an ugly guy on the cover of that magazine.
Hardly.
Oh, well, thank you very much. But no, it was a weird experience. I'm glad I got a great PR team that picks out the photos and does all that, because I don't like to be, that it feels a little pretentious to me. They give you a bunch of photos and they go, which one do you like? And that's, I don't know, it's just kind of, it's a weird experience. The funniest thing is seeing all the people get in the magazine and send me pictures of it. Look who I found today at the doctor's office or wherever.
Oh my.
But it's been good to us so far. That magazine article that we just had in Siouxland, Sir, they did a great job, and it's a weird experience for sure, though.
And you have an excellent PR firm, Core, K-O-R-E-P-R, out of Nashville. Very good place to go for things like that.
Oh, they're the best. Keep me in line. That's a full-time job, so.
So how would you classify yourself as a singer if just someone had not heard you before?
Kind of like, gosh, I had a really good one the other day, and forgot all about it. Our band sounds kind of like a southern rock that's kind of mixed with a little bit of Eric Church, and guys kind of like that. And a lot of, I kind of get a little more of a rasp because I might have started smoking at too young of an age, but I kicked it, so that's good.
Yes.
but yeah, no, it's been just kind of belty raspies is my vocal style, I guess.
And you've opened for so many people that are happening or going up, also like yourself. How does one get those kind of gigs?
Honestly, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier, just creating yourself a demand and a market. Is kind of what I've found. It's all in your networking. Everything isn't more the people rather than the popularity you gain. And I mean, we've had blessings to be able to open for guys like Tracy Bird and Trace Adkins, all the way to newer guys like Brantley Gilbert and Tyler Farr and Tyler Rich and a bunch of different new artists. So, and it's just been it's been a lot of fun for us to be able to kind of learn from these guys. They've been doing it and been very successful with it for so many years. So,
well, you're doing what really hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of singer-songwriters would like to be doing. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Where would people go to learn more about you, connect with you, follow you, Twitter you?
Yeah. You can find your link to everything on DaneLouisOfficial.com. That's Dane like the dog and Louis like St. Louis. I have all the links to my Facebook, Instagram, the merch store, as well as, any updates and news. You can join the newsletter that comes out every month and kind of keep up to date with it. And as long as I get all my work done and send in my newsletters on time, which that's what CORE's for, is to keep on me about that. So,
what's next for you?
For us, we're looking at doing a release of hopefully a full-length EP in the next couple months. I know I want to drop a single really soon. We're sitting on this record right now, and we're kind of letting some powers that be tell us what to do, which is a blessing and a curse all in itself. But it's been fun so far to gain the attention and traction that we have with Whiskey Wears Off, but we're really excited to get back in the studio and maybe make it a full length album too. So we're kind of hinging on that, whether we release it or let it ride. So,
have you been signed?
We haven't yet. We're our manager's kind of in some talks with some individuals, and I'll just kind of leave it at that now, so I don't sound like a fool later.
Right. No, I get it. Well, I could see how people would be interested. That's a big decision to make. Dane Louis, I enjoyed your song, and I very much enjoyed meeting you. Thanks for being on the show.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
You too. And I'm Pepper J. Back to you, John Michael.
You're listening to Singer-Songwriters Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. Today we're fortunate enough to have another successful singer-songwriter artist who's had 3 singles on the Billboard Country Music charts. Tammy Wynette Graham and her husband, drummer Kent Johnson, singing their song, We Promise You.
If there ever was a love as deep as the ocean blue, or as many stars in the sky that light up just for you, no one could ever measure how deep this love is. I will love you till the end of time, my love, I promise this. So take my hand, girl, and don't let go. We'll walk this journey through, my love, I promise you.
You're my knight in shining armor, my strength to pull me through good times and through bad times. Lord knows we've had a few. You make this world a better place. My love for you is true, my love. So when I look into your eyes, all I have to do
our love.
We promise you.
Thank you, Tammy, Wynette, Graham, and Kent Johnson for that wonderful song. You're listening to Songwriter's Perspective. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. In my songwriting, I never try to be clever. Sometimes I don't even know what the song's going to be about until I finish it. I know that may sound strange, but when I have an idea of what I want the song to be, it never turns out that way. Or should I say, it rarely turns out that way. I often feel like I'm being guided from my subconscious. There's a message there. I just have to listen for it. My process of writing songs is getting into my zone. Like I mentioned earlier about format and radio structure, I have it somewhat laid out in front of me, my roadmap. Writing a song without an understanding of format or structure is like taking a vacation and not knowing where you're going to go and how you're going to get there. It keeps me on course, and I can always make last-minute changes. This is my process. I cut out all external distractions like TV, radio, social media. I often find myself sitting or walking, relaxing my mind. I'm listening for that internal voice that speaks to me. I think all writers experience this at some point in their writing. Sometimes you can write a song in 20 minutes and can't explain why the words just come, and the music follows. When you're in the silence, your mind searches for things to do, like TV, social media, and that distracts you from your creativity. Watching TV and listening to music, doing social media is not creative. It robs me from my creativity. It's not that it's a bad thing, but when I want to be creative, I have to eliminate those external distractions from my life temporarily. It may take a day or two, but after a while, your mind just gives up, and you can get into that creative zone. This next song is definitely cryptic and set in the world of dreams, bad dreams. A side note, without any publicity or fanfare, we haven't even really promoted this song off of my Heart Can't Breathe album, or should I say CD. This song has found its own audience on the independent and overseas stations. Here's my song, I Found in My Silence, entitled Bad Dream, recorded at Larry Beard Recording Studio, Nashville.
There was one last prayer on the table next to an empty chair. Candle burning bright left a message in the night. I wasn't sure it was there for me. I took my case to the judge just so he could see. And I broke down and cried when he gave me life. Said my future was all up to me. Oh, my life was filled with dangles, but not enough to keep me satisfied. Church filled with fallen angels, Father stood outside and cried. It was a bad dream, bad, 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 bad dream, bad dream, bad, 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 bad dream. There were 5 corners on the table that night. Each one was a secret to share. Everybody got their wish. I was the only one that wasn't there. Oh, I felt myself falling, and something reached out and grabbed my hand. From 1,000 nights and one big bang stood a hell of a man. Oh, I grant you what you wish for. The words need be spoken. Read the letter from the nightstand. Love when your heart is broken. Sign bad dream. about a young boy that died. I recognized the hat and coat. I was a catcher in the ride. 1,000 miles into the night, devil asked me to play. I caged with a smile, I'll play for a while. But devil, this is not your day. You're in a bad dream, bad dream, baby, baby dream, bad dream, baby, baby dream. Ooh.
If you get a chance, please check me out at johnmichaelferrari.com, and if you would like to listen to more songs, you can find me on Reverb Nation or Spotify. I'd like to say thank you for joining us at Songwriter's Perspective. And also, I want to give a big thank you to singer-songwriter Dane Louis, who joined us courtesy of Core PR, that's KOREPR, out of Nashville, and Tammy, Wynette, Graham, and Kent Johnson. And thank you, music producer Pepper J. I'm your host, John Michael Ferrari. Remember, there's never a stranger in the audience.
And it can flow right through you and lift you up and touch the sky. Look and make you happy, oh yeah. Look and heal your pride. So listen, people, what I say. Let's come together and find a way. With harmony, standing head in head. Let's come together like a